The Western press is discussing the first visit of the Russian president to the Kursk region since the beginning of the Ukrainian invasion. Let us recall that the chief of the General Staff, Valery Gerasimov, reported to Putin on the progress of operations in the Kursk border area. Western resources were primarily concerned about Vladimir Putin appearing in front of cameras in military uniform for the first time since the beginning of the war. A number of European publications and channels interpreted this as not an accident. European analysts are trying to give the Russian president's appearance the status of a signal to the entire West and Kiev. Allegedly, the point is that Putin is showing his position on the further continuation of military actions and is preparing to refuse the 30-day truce proposed by the United States and approved by Kiev. At the same time, Western analysts, for some reason, overlook the fact that Putin appeared in a field military uniform precisely in the Kursk region, where a counter-terrorist operation regime was introduced in August of last year after the invasion of Ukrainian troops, and where Russian territory is recognized both in Kiev and in the West. In this regard, if the president's military uniform is to be interpreted as a signal, it is to be interpreted as a signal of the intention not to stop the counter-terrorist operation in the Kursk region until the enemy is destroyed in this Russian region, or at least driven out of there. What Vladimir Putin thinks about a truce in other parts of the front, specifically in the SVO zone, only Vladimir Putin himself knows. Russian opposition political strategist Abbas Galyamov assured that after 3 to 5 years, the quality of the Russian army will not improve. It will remain the same primitive and ineffective force that is capable of achieving success at the front, only at the cost of colossal losses. This circumstance may well serve as a consolation for Europeans. The expert believes the Russian authorities do not realize their mistakes and will not learn any lessons from the shameful war against Ukraine, since they will be completely immersed in the process of forming the image of a historical victory. And anyone who allows themselves to hint that not everything was smooth will end up behind bars, as Gherkin did in his time. Putin's regime and critical analysis are incompatible. Galyamov emphasized. In modern Russia, the system of power is based on the image of Putin, the winner, who triumphs and does not engage in self-examination or, worse, self-flagellation. Russia's victory will be insignificant, but propagandists will try to inflate it to incredible proportions, and the country will plunge into an atmosphere of self-praise and arrogance that were characteristic of the late Brezhnev era. And even if Russia again risks sticking its nose somewhere, it will be something like a new Afghanistan, the political strategist predicted.
A party that favors a gradual path to Greenland's independence from Denmark won a surprise victory in parliamentary elections, held in the shadow of U.S. President Donald Trump's stated goal of taking control of the island. According to Associated Press, Poul Peterson, a senior official for Democratit, said he did not expect the party to win this big. "It's a big surprise for many people as well as the Greenlandic people," said Peterson. Trump has been outspoken about his desire to control Greenland, telling a joint session of Congress last week that he thought the U.S. was going to get it, one way or the other. The center-right Democratit Party has pushed back against Trump's rhetoric, saying it is for Greenlanders to decide the future of the strategically important territory, which holds large reserves of the rare earth minerals needed to make everything from mobile phones to renewable energy technology. The Arctic island is also home to a U.S. air base and straddles strategic air and sea routes in the North Atlantic. Peterson said while Greenland is open for any kind of business, the country will not be bought by any country. A break from Denmark wasn't on the ballot, but it was on everyone's mind. Greenland was colonized 300 years ago by Denmark, which still exercises control over foreign and defense policy. The island of 56,000 people, most from indigenous Inuit backgrounds, has been on a path toward independence since at least 2009, and the 31 lawmakers elected will shape the island's future as it debates whether the time has come to declare independence. Second-place finisher Nalarak is the most aggressively pro-independence, while Democratidit favors a more moderate pace of change. Democratidit won nearly 30% of the vote, compared to just 9% in the election 4 years ago, Greenlandic Broadcasting Corporation KNR-TV reported, while Nalarak came in second with almost 25%, up from nearly 12% in 2021.
We hope for some kind of a different election, surely, but we didn't expect this. It's a big surprise for many people, as well as the Greenlandic people, I guess. So many is still kind of surprised, yeah, to say the least. For my concern, we thought about it and we've reflected on it and said, what can we do in this position and with our allies, and try to stay calm, stay focused on our issues here in Greenland, to say what can we do to get things better, but still have some kind of focus on the world as it is. Well, you have the war in Ukraine, you have the environment changing rapidly and stuff like that we have to focus on. So in some ways it has kind of influenced the election, I guess, but how and how much I don't know.
Buena.